Welcome to r/relationship advice. We have 2 more stories of relationship issues in need of help. Story number 1. 27-year-old female says, I found out my 32-year-old boyfriend has paid a lot of escorts for sex. Should I be freaked? My boyfriend and I met 3 years ago, but only got together 3 months ago. When we first met, we were living in the same state. He lived there for work. That was my home state. We went on a few dates and slept together, but I moved away after a couple months. A year and a half ago he moved back to his home state after finishing the project he was working on in the state where we met. I was transferred to the same city a few months ago, which is how we reconnected. We did see each other a handful of times when I visited home over the last 3 years, and we built up a super solid friendship. So when I was transferred to where he was, we reconnected and started a relationship very quickly. When he was working away from home, he was pretty lonely. He went on dates very occasionally, but for the most part didn't get involved with anybody because he knew he was moving away. I was the biggest connection he made, and I moved, so that died out. When we got together a few months ago and were having the "Are you clean" STI talk, he told me he hadn't had sex with anybody in over a year since he was last tested. This part is important. I had blood work done, not an STI check, last week, and my doctor said my white blood cell count was high, and that could be a result of an STI. I had to go get tested again, but I know for 100% sure that I was clean as of a few weeks before he and I started dating, my last test. So, I brought it up again and asked him to be honest with me about whether he slept with anyone. He said he hadn't slept with anybody he went on dates with, but he had visited a happy ending massage parlor one time and gotten a blowjob. He described it more, and the description didn't make sense, so with a little pushing, he eventually admitted that over the course of the last 3 years, he's paid 15 to 20 escorts for their services. Sometimes he went to their apartments, sometimes they went to his. Not just blowjobs, but full intercourse. For $100 to $200 a session. I'm freaked out. Like really freaked out. But don't know if I should be. He 100% has not done it since we got together. I guess I need outside perspectives. Is this something that would be a deal breaker for people? I literally am sickened by the thought of it, and my instinct is to run. P.S. No STIs, so that's nice. Here's the first comment. I think the biggest problem or red flag here is that he lied to you about not sleeping with anyone for a year and saying that he must be clean because of it. Theoretically, he could have not been clean, and that would have put your health at risk. Here's the next comment. I mean, deal breakers are different for every person, but as long as he's not doing it anymore and you've both been tested for everything, I wouldn't think it's a deal breaker. Morally questionable? Yes. And I'd say him lying to you about it is more of a red flag than the actual escorts are. It would be understandable if you ended things. Here's the next comment. Personally, I wouldn't be okay with that. Sleeping around with anyone you can is one thing, but paying someone is a whole other thing. It's your choice in the end, but I'd make that choice right now, so you don't catch more feelings and make it more difficult. Here's the next comment. It would be a deal breaker for me. A couple reasons, and one is personal preference. I'm attracted to masculine men. A man who can't get sex without paying for it is emasculating and makes him seem like a loser and not somebody anyone would want. I'm not attracted to losers. I like attractive, powerful masculine men that are desirable to women, not the undesirable that would have to pay. That's my own personal preference, and I know I have certain standards that others don't. I also know that industry is rampant with human and child trafficking, drugs, and disease. I'm not about to associate with anyone who is any way, shape, or form associated with any of that. Here's the next comment. It all depends on how much you feel his past will define your future. Is this a thing he still wishes he could do, or was it just to get it out of his system, or something? Figure out if you care in the first place, and if you think you can get past it. He probably had some level of shame in the first place, then go from there. If it'll always scratch at the back of your head, no matter how long it is, then have a graceful exit, and explain it's a deal breaker. Here's the next comment. What's the name of that massage parlor? Asking for scientific research purposes. LOL. Story number 2. 29-year-old female says, I came home to my 31-year-old boyfriend reeking like escort perfume. I came home from work last night, and pretty much the moment I started kissing on his neck, I was hit with a perfume stench. It was all over him. He doesn't have a sense of smell, so he wouldn't have been aware. I asked about it, because like any normal partner, I had questions about the foreign scent of the opposite sex being all over my partner. He got defensive, started snapping at me, telling me I don't know why I would smell like perfume, and huffed off to walk the dogs. When he came back, his story changed. He told me he went and got his first massage today, and he didn't tell me because I'd be mad. He smells because of the lotion. We had our anniversary 3 days ago. He didn't plan or get me anything. I've never had a massage in my life, but I dole them out to him all the time, so there is indeed merit to the excuse. I'd be a little upset. He also texted me during the day about his errands, and didn't mention the massage. I asked him what massage place he went to. After a moment of hesitation, he started, power, something. That other word he struggled to think of was massage. By the way, it's a rub and tug. I googled it, because the whole situation smelled like fish, and it's a rub and tug place. It has about 3 times as many reviews as a wank shack, as it does on Google and Yelp together. He claims he did not know that, and just got a massage from a 60-something-year-old woman. I have a friend who can help me move tomorrow lined up. I really need some advice before I commit to ending it. I know what it looks like, but that emotional part, where no logic can reach, considers the chance that he is being honest, and I'm ditching him for getting his first massage without me. Is this worth the benefit of the doubt, with an already sketchy history? Here's the first comment. If it was just a massage, and he's lying about going and getting one, because he didn't get one for you, and it was your anniversary 3 days ago, is this still the kind of guy you want to stay with? He's not thinking of you. Sounds like you should start thinking about you. Here's the next comment. As often happens, the thread starts with the final straw. That might not look like much, but having read all of the comments, it's glaringly obvious that this is an unhealthy relationship. You need to 1. Have your friend help you move out. 2. Continue working on your self-esteem and healthy boundary issues. Here's the next comment. He lied. Because you'd get upset? Why would he do something that he knows would upset you in the first place? What else is he lying about? Here's the next comment. This sounds like a case of the trickle truth again. Sounds like he is telling you just enough that'll you be pissed and not dig anymore, but not the whole truth. Did you ask him how he chose the specific parlor? Is it, or close to his work, or home? Smells fishy to me. Why wouldn't he just tell you off the bat that he smelled like lotion and got a massage? Here's the next comment. It's not worth you giving him the benefit of the doubt. Why lie about a massage if it was just a massage? He did something sketchy, lied, got caught, and is now making excuses. The amount of shady you think he's being is because he's being that shady. Your gut is telling you something, and your emotions aren't letting it. Always trust your gut. You're questioning this when you already know the answer, hun. Here's the next comment. Your boyfriend is likely cheating and/or drugging. The fact he is penniless is a warning sign. Combined with the lack of respect for your boundaries, moving an ex-girlfriend into your shared very small apartment, the STDs, and now getting a massage, this does not seem like a good or equal relationship. You should start to consider your options and maybe live alone for a while. Here's the next comment. He got a rub and tug. So what? Us guys got to drain the main vein almost daily. Today he chose to have a 60-year-old Asian lady rub one out. Is your relationship good otherwise? If so, then just move past it. Hold it over his head when you want something. You've got that card in your back pocket. Thanks for watching.